Hello and welcome to part 4 of Learn to Embroider with Winnie the Pooh and Friends. This is the final tutorial to embroider your Pooh in his honeypot square, where you will learn today's new stitch, the satin stitch, for Pooh's back paws, nose and t-shirt, as well as the honey detail on the pots and the cute bees' bodies and heads. This video, along with the step-by-step instructions in your stitch library from the magazine, will help you to learn any new stitches. I really hope you'll enjoy finishing the Pooh and his honeypot square in this tutorial with me today. So shall we see what we will need? For today's stitches, we're going to need a pair of small sharp scissors, along with the Pooh and his honeypot square, the needle and the embroidery hoop from the previous issues, as well as threads number 1, which is the black, 17, a yellow, number 74, a mid-brown, number 194, the bright yellow, number 195, cardinal red, and that's number 196, dark honey. Remember, you can keep your threads neat and tidy by wrapping them around card bobbins. Don't forget to make a note of the numbers on each one. To begin with, I will be using 2 strands of thread number 1, the black, to embroider Pooh's nose in a satin stitch. The satin stitch is also known as the long stitch. It's a simple stitch that can be used to fill and cover areas of fabric in colourful thread. Follow these instructions and take some time to practice the satin stitch, and when you get the hang of this stitch, you'll be ready to complete the stitching of Pooh's nose on the square. So step 1 of the satin stitch, starting at the widest point of the shape you want to fill, push the needle from the back to the front and work a stitch across the length of the area, pushing the needle back through the fabric from front to back. To create the next stitch, bring the needle up through the fabric very close to your starting point, and then take the needle back down from front to back of the fabric very close to where your first stitch finished. Then bring the needle up from the back to the front of the fabric, very close to the start of the second stitch, and take the needle back down from the front to the back of the fabric, very close to the end point of your second stitch, and so on. Repeat these steps to fill in the rest of the area. Moving back to the start to continue and making sure that you don't leave any gaps in between each stitch. Once I've finished Pooh's nose, then I will continue to add on some satin stitch in the same thread to the bees for their black stripes and head. With lots of long stitches placed side by side with no gaps, the satin stitch can be easily identified as it looks really neat and tidy. It is mainly used as a filling or fill stitch, which is a stitch that is commonly used to fill areas of fabric so that there are no spaces or gaps showing, and it's probably the most commonly used stitch for filling, but many other stitches such as the cross stitch or brick stitch and buttonhole stitch can also be used as filling stitches too. Satin stitch in satin or silk threads can add a lovely shimmer and looks especially appealing for embroidery projects. When continuing with the same thread, it's best not to stretch the stitch across the back, so make sure you secure the trim your last stitch for each bee and start a new stitch at the next bee. I will then rethread my needle with 2 strands of thread number 194, which is the bright yellow, and that's to stitch the bee's stripes in the satin stitch and complete the bees. Next, I will use 2 strands of thread number 195, which is the red, to use satin stitch as a filling for Pooh's red t-shirt. To help show the different sections of the shirt, I'm going to change direction of the satin stitch so that the sleeve, the collar and the t-shirt remain separate from each other. Next, we're going to add Pooh's t-shirt outline in a back stitch and complete the shading of the t-shirt in a straight stitch. Each of these stitches we learned in the previous issues, so for more information on how to do these stitches, please check out the video 1 for the straight stitch and video 2 for the back stitch. And then once that is finished, I will move on to the paws and I will rethread my needle with 2 strands of thread number 196, which is the dark honey, and use satin stitch for the bottom of Pooh's paws. With satin stitch, if you accidentally leave a gap, it's easy to rectify it by adding in another stitch to the space and making sure to fill the area fully. Then to finish off the paws, I will use 2 strands of thread number 74, the mid brown, and use back stitch for the outline of the paws and then straight stitch for the remaining shading. Then, returning to satin stitch, I will create the honey on the pots by using 2 strands of thread number 17, the yellow, for the drips on the left honey pot, which is pot number 1. And then for pot number 2, which is the middle pot, I will use 2 strands of thread number 196, which is the dark honey. And that would be to embroider the rim of the pot in satin stitch. And then for the honey drips on pot 2, I will use a combination of one thread of each, the 196 and 17, as a mixture of threads in different colours will together add a nice variation to the finish. Then finally, for the remaining honey drips and the rim of pot 3 on the right hand side, I will continue using this thread combination. Just as a reminder, that was one thread of 196 combined with one thread of thread 17 mixed together. And that will be to finish the embroidery on this square using the satin stitch. So that is our first square of the Winnie the Pooh quilt complete. When you have finished stitching your square, press it gently on the back and pop it into a Ziploc bag to keep somewhere safe until it's time to start joining all of the squares together with some pretty floral sashing. I really hope you've enjoyed continuing to make your Winnie the Pooh quilt with me today, and I hope you'll join me for the next tutorial where you will start your next square, which is Piglet on a Rainy Day. So using spotty fabric, which was given in issue 3 for the applique, we will be creating Piglet's cute umbrella. And you'll also learn a new stitch, which is the blanket stitch, to sew along the top of the umbrella edges. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.